So, you want to replace the electric fuel pump on your older Toyota, huh? Well, it's not as easy as it is on a modern car, but don't worry, we've got your back. First things first, disconnect your battery and get the car up on some jack stands. Safety third, so don't forget to chock the front wheels. You don't want the car taking a premature joyride. Now we tackle the electrics. We found them hiding under an access cover in the hatch area. Matt channeled his inner electrician and removed the 3 Phillips head screws that hold the cover in place. Once the cover is off, you'll need to fish out the 2 connectors. Disconnect them carefully, and because we disconnected the battery, we won't be winning the Fiery Self-Delete Darwin Award today. When the fuel tank drops, the filler neck is coming along for the ride. So we need to detach the rubber seal from behind the fuel filler door. This involves removing 3 screws, a retainer plate, the gas cap, and the expansion ring that holds the rubber seal in place. Don't worry, it's not as complicated as it sounds. Remove the rubber seal itself. It might put up a fight. Be firm yet gentle. Remember, we're trying to avoid destroying irreplaceable parts here.
Turns out as gentle with that as you can possibly do.
Oh yeah.
We want to make the tank as light as possible, so it's time to drain the remaining gas. The tank plug is 3/8 inch square, so any 3/8 drive will fit it. We use a 3/8 extension to loosen the plug, but feel free to use whatever tool makes you feel like a master mechanic. Have a gas can and funnel handy. There you go. You know what? There are 3 fuel lines that need to be disconnected. The pressure line, the return line, and the vent line to the charcoal filter. We couldn't get a good camera angle on this part because the space was tight and Matt's paws are the size of bear claws. When you do this, just use your best judgment and try not to disconnect anything that shouldn't be disconnected, like a brake line.
Will that one even be...
Loosen the 2 tank strap nuts at the front of the tank.
Yeah, that one's lurched. Don't break. Just...
There you go.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh, you are.
Ooh, open the potential.
Unwind the loose nuts until they're at the end of their bolts, then support the tank. Carefully remove the nuts from their bolts and pull the straps down.
The dirt. Okay, the tank is loose.
Wiggle the tank until it's free, and then lower it to the
You get
floor.
your side, I got my side. I am caught on the rear quarter panel lip. There we go.
Now sigh with relief.
That's it.
Before we move on, let's give the top of the tank a little spa treatment. Brush off any dirt or debris, especially around the fuel pump access area. If you're feeling fancy, you can even blow the dust off with some compressed air. Your Celica will thank you. With the tank on a solid surface, remove the retaining bolts from the top of the fuel pump assembly.
I got him.
Now here comes the fun part. Remove the pump assembly from the tank with a counterclockwise twisting motion.
There he goes.
Now remember how you remove it so you can reinstall it the same way later. And while you have access, take a moment to inspect the inside of the tank. It's not every day you get to see the inner workings of your car's fuel system. It's like Christmas morning, but with car parts. Unbox those shiny new replacement parts and compare them against the old ones. There might be slight differences, but if that makes you feel a little anxious, hit the trusty Don't Panic button. And don't forget to read the instructions. They might seem boring, but They are the key to a successful fuel pump replacement. To remove the pump from the assembly, take off the hose clamps and the electrical connections. Carefully pull the pump off the feed tube.
That pump should slide right out.
Right out. In that.
Our pump's electrical connections were ring and terminal, but we'll use a different method to attach the pump as outlined in the instructions. Follow your instructions carefully, as methods will vary depending on the manufacturer. Our new pump comes with an electrical pigtail that we have to install on our harness. We'll start by giving the wiring a much needed haircut, hacking off the old ring connections. Strip the wires back to make a connection.
There you go.
We decided to upgrade our installation from the provided crimp connectors to solder and heat shrink. So we select some heat shrink to fit the wires. Put the heat shrink on the wires before you make the connections.
Okay. This is the hot wire.
To make the connection, I used a Western Union connection for good mechanical strength.
Put them here like this. Right. Turn around like that. Turn around like that. And that.
Solder the connections, then use a heat gun to shrink the heat shrink over the connections, which I can't show you because our cameraman was on his union break. We've received a new rubber mount in our kit, so we removed the old one from the assembly arm.
Well, it comes right off, doesn't it?
Test fit the new rubber mount on the arm, making sure it's a good fit.
Oh, that's perfect.
So,
Put the sock on first.
Our pickup filter isn't on the pump, so we'll install it now. Next, we install the sock on the pump. Push the new fuel hose onto the feed line. Push the pump onto the fuel hose and seat the pump. We found it easier to install the pump on the arm with the rubber mount on the pump.
how did you know?
To secure the pump on the arm, we used a couple of zip ties and clipped off the wild ends.
Plug it in.
Reinstall the hose clamps.
Oh, where are your fancy ones at, Mr. Fancy Pants?
No,
Come on, Mr. Fancy Pants.
I only got it for the one tool. That's why I'm trying.
Yeah, sure you did. That's good enough. Dude, that is so nice.
The final step for this part
don't
is to
forget
make
to
the electrical connections.
Goes in like into this.
That's
Ours
it?
snaps in with a satisfying click. Remember how we removed the pump assembly? Now do the opposite. Insert the pump into the tank with a clockwise twisting motion and line up the mounting holes.
Yeah, Rick, while you were out.
See? It's actually sitting in the right spot.
Insert the mounting bolts and tighten them all back up. Now reinstall the tank. Bench press the tank into place. Put the straps back on the bolts and tighten the nuts.
Are we seated on?
Other way, yeah, that's it. Here.
Reconnect the 3 fuel lines. Reinstall the filler neck hardware, being gentle with the rubber skirt. Reconnect the electrical connections. And our hard work is rewarded by this: good, steady pressure measured at the fuel rail.
And
Don't forget to hit that like button And if you want more of these videos, click that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.